So I'm outside of the Casa Azul, aka the Frida Kahlo Museum here in Mexico City. And this is another one that you have to add to your must-see list when you're in Mexico City, along with the Teotihuacan pyramids. This is the house where she was born, where she lived for several years with Diego Rivera, and where she eventually passed away. Later on, after she passed, he lived there. And before his passing, he turned over the house to the Mexican government to make it into a museum. It's a really cool tour. It's really cool seeing all the different living quarters she had. Her ashes are in the house, which, you know, was very emotional for me. I'm a huge fan of her work. She's one of my favorite artists, and I highly recommend this place. I had a really great time. I'm a big fan of Frida Kahlo, as is my wife. Walking through her house, which is more like a estate or a mansion, it's huge. It is busy, and if you don't book your tickets online, there's no way in hell you're gonna get in. Like, the line for people that didn't get tickets is like way around the block, and this place closes at 5 p.m. I believe, and it's already like past 2. They're not gonna get in. It took us a while to get in, even with our tickets. It does get packed. It's one of the busiest museums in all of Mexico City, if not the world, but I highly recommend it. One thing I didn't like though is there's a lot of hipsters here. There's a lot of douchey people both working here and visiting. And it wasn't like Teotihuacan where people took turns taking pictures. Everyone was patient. You know, we all had a common goal. Like here, everyone's just like pushing and getting in your way and getting annoyed. And some stupid American lady cursed us out. Whatever though, you know, I told her what I thought about her. We were, I guess, taking too long to take a picture, even though her and her daughter were trying to get the perfect picture. But I guess it's okay for them to do it, but not us. It's like little crap like that. But, you know, I let that shit roll off my back and tuned it out and tried to have a good time. But unfortunately, Frida Kahlo does attract hipsters. It's just a fact. I mean, a lot of artists do. So it is what it is. But anyway, put this on your to-see list. If you come to Mexico City, it's a must-do. I highly recommend it. Casa Azul. Peace. We made it here just in time because it's about to start raining again. So let's get in here and check out the museum. Rain's really coming down now. Sounds like a thunderstorm. If you decide to come to the Frida Kahlo Museum, the Blue House, I highly recommend you just walk a few blocks down to the Leon Trotsky Museum, where he's buried, and it's his house that he was hiding out in when he was killed. And of course he was Frida Kahlo's friend, as well as Diego Rivera. There's a lot of history here between the Mexican Revolution and the Russian Revolution. But like the Frida Kahlo house, you can come in here and see his living quarters where he used to live. You can see a lot of pictures of him, a lot of his belongings and whatnot, and he's even buried here. If you do the Frida Kahlo house, the Blue House, I recommend you come down the street. It's a nice walk through a nice neighborhood, it's safe, and come check this out. So you could do 2 museums in one day. It makes a nice day trip. So this is the guard's house that guarded Leon Trotsky. It's part of the museum now. They put up a bunch of pictures with Trotsky. This is also the site where Leon Trotsky was murdered. He was assassinated here. So there's a lot of history in this building, in this place. And as you can see with this poster here, it shows, you know, all of Vladimir Lenin's staff. They were all murdered, and Joseph Stalin is the only one that survived. And, you know, pretty much he was behind all of it. He gangstered that shit and took over the Soviet Union, took over Russia. Nice house.
Yeah, look at the icebox.
Oh shit, old school.
Yeah.
Keep your Pacifico nice and frío. Una cervecita.
The tea on the shelf. You can roll it up.
Oh yeah, Twinings.
Earl Grey, maybe?
Twinings, right? Oh yeah, that's my wife's favorite tea, Earl Grey. I respectfully disagree. So that's where Trotsky would take a massive gangster.
Oleg is pondering the day's events. There's no Facebook and Instagram back then, no cell phone, so he probably read a newspaper while he did his business. So all of this is Leon Trotsky's house. And much like Frida Kahlo's house, it's pretty fucking big. I mean, when I hear, like, hideout house, you know, I think, like, a one-room shack with, like, a toilet. It's pretty pimp. Pretty plush for a place when you're hiding out. Getting asylum. Freaky. This is a guard shack, and I believe this is one of the spots that was attacked, because if I'm not mistaken, there was more than one attack. I'm not sure if this is where the murder went down, but anyway, a lot of gangster shit went on up in these quarters. Then you got like some cute little bunny rabbits here chilling. And then you have the mausoleum. There's also a nice little cafe, restaurant, cafeteria. We had crepes with ice cream and espresso. Mixing it in with morbid historical shit. Well, I don't know. It's not as crazy to me as the gift shop in the Frida Kahlo house. That was kind of tacky. Because she was totally against all that shit. She was totally a commie. But it's interesting. And here's his mausoleum where his body's buried. It appears his wife is buried here too. And his house is still intact, and it's become a museum now, just like the Frida Kahlo Museum. And all his possessions and stuff is still in here. It's actually the place he was murdered. So it's fucking crazy. Leon Trotsky was bashed in the head with a fucking pickaxe. You know, like a mountain axe, like the kind that you used to hike. That's fucking crazy, man. That's a fucked up way to go out. There's a lot of fucked up ways to go out, but that's fucked up. Like the dude that killed him asked him to review some materials for him, and while he was doing that, he you know, mollywopped him. And he didn't die right away. He died a few days later at the hospital. He got to like rough dude up and spit on him. The guards were gonna kill him, but he asked him to spare his life so that they could question him and find out who sent them. That's crazy. And he was hiding out here from the Russian goons in the Soviet Union, but they had a long arm and they still got him. So he died here in Mexico, and he's buried here in Mexico City. It's crazy. Piece of history right here.
at one of the markets in Coyoacán, Mexico, where they sell all kind of arts and crafts. It reminds me of a market, the artisanal market in Masaya, Nicaragua. It's very similar. Basically, it has all kind of trinkets and souvenirs and stuff for tourists. Pretty cool stuff, actually. It's very colorful and lively in here, that's for sure. So this is it, the arts and crafts market in Coyoacán. It's a pretty cool town, actually. Makes a quick, nice day trip from Mexico City proper. They got all kind of shit for you to blow your money on in here. You name it, they got it. This place is huge. As you can tell, there's a lot of people in here. Hold on. Get out of here. Nicole is stuck. There's so much stuff you can buy here.
A ver. Ay, divino. Divino, divino. No los tienen así de piedrita. Lili.
Sorry.
¿Nietzsche anda contigo?
Excuse me.
Okay.
Alright, there's the exit. This place is a maze. And there's way bigger markets than this all over Mexico City. This is just one of the ones they have in Coyoacán. A lot of places to eat out here too. It's like a food mecca.